Hello, everyone. I have a very, very great show lined up for you today. Every time we want this 2022 South Carolina, Tennessee, South Carolina cheated story to go away, it comes back. Here we are. We're 3 years later, still talking about this thing. So today, Connor Stalions goes on this show. Let's see if I can look up what the brunch show or some show, and he's asked again about South Carolina, and he repeats it. Notorious Michigan sign stealer Connor Stalions denied helping South Carolina upset Tennessee football in 2022 game that derailed the Vols' national title hopes in his first public comments about the fan theory. That went blowed up too quick. Now I can't read it. Some of this stuff that's written in here is not true, but oh my gosh, that is one of dozens of conspiracies that are out there. Stalions said on brunch formation, since everybody likes to go to Bro Bibles and everywhere else to get their information, but there is a video out there of Connor Stalions and his comments. A podcast released on September 4th. I've never met anyone at South Carolina. There was no trying to screw over Tennessee. He goes on to say, it kind of breaks it down. In September 2025, the Athletics Bunch Formation podcast talker, he said, motivation of the rumor. The theory gained traction among Tennessee fans after the Vols' undefeated season, which they were not undefeated because they had lost to Georgia. So I don't know where they got that one from. Derailed by a stunning 63-38 loss to South Carolina. You were not undefeated. They had lost to Georgia. And I said in a previous video on my old channel, if anyone gave Shane Beamer any information about Tennessee, it would have been his former boss, Kirby Smart. People seem to forget that Shane Beamer was on that Georgia staff. I think he has a relationship with Kirby Smart, to be honest. But, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy, and coaches share information, so I would think that would kind of be where the information came from. The actual sign-stealing motivation, Stalions said that he had obtained Tennessee. If he had obtained Tennessee signals, he would have kept them for Michigan use in a potential playoff game rather than giving them to South Carolina. Should I repeat that? I think I've said that before. There's no credible evidence that has ever surfaced to support the claim that Stalions provided information to South Carolina. The main connection was that South Carolina defensive coordinator Clayton White had previously worked under Jim Harbaugh at Stanford. So that's where their little claim came from, right? Because two coaches have worked together. Leaving out the point that Shane Beamer had worked for Kirby Smart. So this is going to be my one and only because it's football season and I want to talk about 2025. But since the Tennessee man running around everywhere on Twitter, Instagram, everybody else can't leave South Carolina out of their mouth. The jealousy that South Carolina is ranked 10th and Tennessee is still ranked in the 20s. They can't stand it. They hate it. They're posting stuff about recruiting. Tennessee has 25 commits. Their ranking is per recruit is 91.5 something. South Carolina has 15 at 91.46 or something like that. It's like, dude, we have the same average quality of player. We just don't have as many in our class as y'all have. And Beamer's, I listen to Darren Usher, and that's about where South Carolina's going to be. They're not looking to go. They may get a few more. If some good quality guys want to come along, we may end up 17, 18, 19, possibly 20 in our class. But according to Darren Usher, they're not looking to get 35 players like some of these teams are recruiting. But just some of the things that are coming out. Well, It was impossible for South Carolina to come off as bad as they were. Dude, y'all were like 120th or 18th or something in pass defense that year. So I've explained this so many times of how that game worked out because I've watched it more than once. Y'all had to cheat. All you got to do is go back and look. You were down by 11. We did not score 9 times in a row. Touchdowns. Y'all were down by 11 at halftime. Down by 11. 35-24. South Carolina's first possession in the second half was not a touchdown. Tennessee got the ball, went and got a touchdown. At that point in time, you had pulled within 4 points. So I'm trying to figure out when in the flying hell South Carolina was cheating. Because you were back in the game and only down 4. South Carolina goes, scores a touchdown, goes back up by 11. Then you know what happens? Hendon Hooker gets hurt, fumbles the ball inside Tennessee territory. Short field to work with for South Carolina. They score. South Carolina goes up by 18. You know what happens on Tennessee's next drive? They turn the ball over on 4th down. They didn't get a first down. They tried a 4th down. Guess where that ended up? In South Carolina territory. Short field again for South Carolina. All these wasn't big pass plays that beat you. These are 3 and 4 yard passes and runs that scored touchdowns because we worked on a short field. So I want to end this debate. The wristbands. Well, Holly Rose said, talk to anyone that covers games for a national TV station or radio or whoever else. Sideline reporters are assigned games. They don't watch games. They don't have time to watch games. Well, Holly Rose said this is the first time South Carolina ever wore a wristband. It's bullshit. It's been proven wrong. Sports Talk Jay and Jackpot had a debate on this thing. For some of you that may not have seen that over on Rec Talk, maybe you're not subscribed to Rec Talk's channel, they had a debate on this thing. And I sent Jackpot a ton of pictures where South Carolina wore wristbands against teams before they ever even played Tennessee. South Carolina had wristbands all the way back into the Muschamp days. They either put it on their arm or it's on a tag on the wrist things on their belt under their jerseys. 1 D lineman, 1 linebacker, 1 DB on the field at all times had one. The whole team didn't have them. Only the guys that were communicating had the wristbands. But you complain about the wristbands, but I can't figure it out because we had them on offense too. So I don't know if we had your plays on defense or we had your defensive plays on offense, or we were supposed to have all of your plays. All in 11 of your offensive plays. It just had me all screwed up. And Holly Rowe does not watch South Carolina every game. Only the game she covers where she's standing on the sideline. That's all. That's all. Anyone, if you listen to Mike Morgan or anyone else like that covers these games, they're assigned a game and they really don't know what the game is until the week it's assigned to them, or maybe 2 weeks ahead. They do research, they get names, they get jersey numbers. They're there just to talk about the game, and the next week they're headed off to the next game. They're not college football fans like us. They don't keep up with all that. So the joke's on you. The clown's on anybody else from Tennessee that still wants to talk about this. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I have some great Tennessee people that help support my channel and I talk to all the time, and they don't even believe the bullshit. So this was my final time to explain to the Tennessee man that wants to listen, that is rational. Go back and watch the game. Watch how the game unfolded in the second half, and you will understand why the score was the way it was. It was not all on South Carolina. You made mistakes yourself. Nobody thought. You don't look for an injury. We feel bad for Hendon Hooker, but he fumbled the ball during an injury. No one made you go for a first down and not get it in your own territory. That was not on South Carolina. That was on Tennessee's coaching and not making the first down. So I just want to end it. You know, Sports Talk Jay has carried this banner for 3 years, and I've told him for 3 years, dude, you are barking up a tree, and there's nothing there. I don't know how many times he's ever been coon hunting, but you get a false tree, and that's exactly what he was barking up a tree, and there was no coon, no possum, no nothing in the tree, but he kept barking. It was a marked tree, dude, because you took a bunch of bullshit hearsay that you found around, and you wanted to drive a nail in it, and you drive up the popularity of your channel because you convinced every Tennessee fan that they were cheated. Sand on the field. This man works at a damn golf course. Sports Talk Jay works at a golf course. Who out of us that plays golf know that they put sand in the grass and on the greens? Especially late in the year when the weather's getting bad and maybe you had a lot of rain and that type of stuff. Grass gets ran. These football stadiums that have natural grass, by the time you're getting November, not in good shape. There's a lot of areas that are just painted green that aren't grass. I've seen that 1,000 times. There's bad areas that are paint. It's painted to look like grass, but there's really no grass there. That's these natural fields. I never wanted to do a video on this again. I swear I did not. But when the Connor Stalions things came back out, and I saw that today, and I saw the Tennessee fans getting a little tizzy and start, licking windows and drooling out of their fucking mouth and down their shirts again, I wanted to come in here and clarify how stupid you really look to the people that are out here that actually watched the game, that saw what happened, that saw how the shit unfolded. Now, if y'all want to go over and keep listening to conspiracy theories, I have some conspiracy theories. I can tell you right now, Bigfoot exists. I saw him one time. No, I didn't really see him. It turned out to be an elk. But, hey, it could have been Bigfoot. It could have been. I mean, I got all kind of conspiracies I can throw at you. I mean, shit. What else you want to know? Aliens? We got aliens walking on Earth. The Earth is flat. Even though we have satellite pictures that prove that it's not. But there's still flat earthers out there that believe that. But anyway, I really didn't want to record this video because it gets my blood pressure up. I was going back and forth with some Tennessee fans today. And, they're a fan base that likes to bring up the fact of what they did in 1998. What South Carolina done? Y'all ain't done shit. We went to the SEC championship in 2010. Tennessee ain't been to an SEC championship game since 2004. Well, we got a national championship. Y'all ain't got one. You're right, we ain't. But it ain't going to do a damn thing in 2025 because guess what? Every one of those players are like retired. Even the ones that went to the NFL are retired. They're all fat, sitting on the couch, watching football just like us. That has nothing to do with 2025. But yet, on the other side of your mouth, you sit here and say, well, Nick Saban's gone. Alabama ain't going to be the same. It don't matter about their 7, 8 national championships because they got a new coach. Well, Tennessee, you got a new coach, new players, new everything. 1998 ain't shit in 2025. These players wasn't even born in 1998. Know nothing about it other than the shit's painted on the wall or you got a picture of the trophy. They don't know. They don't care. It's a whole new world. Anything pre-NIL, transfer portal, it's prehistoric. And we say, well, no, okay. Anything. Right now, it is the hardest time to ever get a beat on a football team. Why? Because guys leave, guys come in. We don't really know that much about them. We know what they did at another team. Don't know how they're going to be on this team. We've seen it. Thomas Castellanos got benched at Boston College. He's out there whooping Alabama's ass week 1. It is so hard to know these football teams. But anytime you're losing an argument on anything, everybody wants to throw up the history. Well, Tennessee, I can throw up some history to you too. You made the playoffs last year. I'll give you credit for that. Then you got your ass whooped by Ohio State. You know what fucking team ain't never lost to Ohio State? That's right, the Gamecocks. You want to talk about history? Never lost to Ohio State. Your ass got drum rolled. in the playoffs. Embarrassed. You should have just handed the damn playoff to something else. I mean, you have one of the weakest schedules in the SEC, and you made the playoffs. This shit's getting ready to change, bro. And if you don't think people's figured out Josh Heupel, you want to throw shade at Lenore Sellers and South Carolina? Oh, they struggled against a mid-tier ACC team. Bro, you did too. You only won by 19. South Carolina won by 13. And your defense gave up 24 points. South Carolina gave up 11. And no touchdowns. Y'all gave up touchdowns to a mid-tier ACC team there, Tennessee. National championships ain't built on just offense, dummy. You got to play defense too. All right. I'm off my soapbox now. Anyway, South Carolina plays South Carolina State. I do want to let you guys know I'm probably going to Saturdays. I'm thinking about doing a live show on Saturday mornings, just to get some talk about stats for South Carolina, where we think each player. You know, I did it last week. I put a video out about it, but I'd rather set up a time. You guys tell me a time to do where I can pop on, go live real quick. You guys can make comments. We can pick some stats and stuff for South Carolina. Drop comments in the comment section. Let me know whether y'all think I should do it on Fridays. I could probably do it Fridays around 7 p.m., whatever time works, or early on Saturdays. Probably just depends on what time South Carolina games come on, because if it's an early game for us, then everybody's busy driving, getting to the games, setting up their tailgates. So maybe around, I don't know, maybe on Fridays or Thursday, like a day like today, like Thursday. I go live around 7, 8 o'clock, and then just pick some stats and stuff, and you guys can come in and put in comments. I'll have a whole line sheet, how many passing yards you think Seller's getting, how many running yards, and we'll go through a lot of the prop bets and try to guess against the prop bets whether we should go over and under. But you guys let me know in the comment section. Love all y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Peace.